This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. We are discussing about business integrity, and today we're going to be discussing about relationships. What are the relationships that you may have in a database? Let us see. Database will have a lot of tables, right? So every database will have thousands of tables or 100 plus tables will be there. How the tables are linked? So there are three types of relationships between tables. One is called one-to-one relationship. The second one is called one-to-many relationship. The third one is called many-to-many relationship. So let me take a paint and explain. So we are going to have a database, right? So any database, if you take, for example, I take a database called iBank database. Yeah, let me increase the font. Okay. So this is my database called iBank database. So you have 100 plus tables in a given database. If you take any other database, so I have a table 1, I have table 2, I have table 3, I have table 4, I have table 5. Like that, I have a lot of tables. And how the tables are linked. So the tables are linked with one to one. Okay. Or it may be having one to many, or it may be having like this, or this table may be, you know, discuss, linking to this. So this is independent table. Clear? So these two tables may have one to one relationship. These tables may have one to one relationship. This table and this table may have one to many relationship. And this table and one to, let us say, many relationship. This table may have this to this, maybe many to many relationship. Clear? So we are talking about lot of tables are there, lot of tables are there. So these tables are going to be having relationships. Clear? What is that? It could be one to one, or it could be one to many, or it could be many to many. So some tables will have completely no relationship at all. For example, this you have, there is no relationship. This is independent table. Okay. So table may have relationships, table may not have relationships. Okay. So this is what you need to understand. If you have relationships, what is that we should do? If you don't have relationships, what is that we should do? Clear? So 90% of the time, 90% of the tables are in relationship with another thing. So they are not independent. So you have only 10% tables are called independent tables. They're not into any other relationship. Clear? The relationship would be 1 is to 1, or 1 is to m, or many to many. If you reverse this, it will become many to 1. 1 to many to 1. Just reverse the table structures. That's it. Clear? So 1 to 1, 1 to many to many. Because of this relationship only, database management is called as relational database management system. Clear? It is not a normal DBMS system because it is relational database management system. That means we are storing the data as part of the database in a table, but the tables are not independent. Tables are not in the independent mode. They're dependent to each other. They're dependent to each other. So we have one to one relationship, one to many relationship, and many to many relationships. Clear? Let me take one example and let us discuss about one by one. Now, Let me take one example to one relationship. Can you tell me, two tables, any two tables, they're in one-to-one relationships? For example, so table called a teacher and a table called a student. One teacher can have many students, and one student also can have many teachers. Both sides it is. One student will have one teacher will have many students, one to many, and one teacher can have many students. It is many to many relationship. Doctor and the patient, one doctor can have many patients, and one patient also can have many doctors, right? So you may be having dental doctor, heart doctor, kidney doctor, normal, physician. So one patient also can go for many doctors. It is also many to many relationship, right? One patient, many doctors. One doctor will have many patients. Now, what about parent and children? One parent will have many children, right? One parent will have many children, and each child belong to only that parent. So one to many it is. Clear? One parent will have. So if you're talking about parent and child, you can see like this. So this is parent, and this is what is called child. Okay. So I'm talking about one parent. So I take a parent table, I will have a child table, right? So one parent will have many children. One children belong to only one parent. So if you have one to many, m to one, so this side you got one, right? And the other side, you need to take the maximum m and 1. What is the maximum? The maximum is m. It is one to many relationship. Clear? One parent will have many children, and one child, each child belong to only that parent. It is 1 is to m. But unfortunately, if you take this parent and child relationship to China, can we have many children in China? No, legally wrong. So in the China, so the same thing will be one parent only one children. Clear? One parent has to have only one child. Each child belong to only that parent. So in India, maybe in America, maybe in Canada or Africa, parent and child may be in one to many relationship. But in China, parent and child is not one to many, it is one to one. Clear? So you cannot say parent and child always one to many. That is completely wrong. It depends upon the project on which you're working. Clear? So you cannot blindly say about parent and child one to many always. That is completely wrong. In China, it is not true. Okay. What about parent and what about how wife and husband? So in India, one husband should have only one wife. So one wife belong to one husband. It is purely one is to one relationship. But in some other countries, one husband can have many wives. So legally, that is one to many there. Clear? So you cannot say that always it is one to one or always it is one to m. It depends upon the project to project, country to country, and situation to situation. Am I clear? So you cannot say it is always one is to one. It is always one is to m. It is always many to many. It cannot happen like that. So you need to ask clearly. So is it one is to one? So you need to understand more and more business, more and more domain knowledge. So if you don't have proper domain knowledge, you cannot understand how they're storing the data in the tables. Clear? So you have lot of relationships that you need to understand. Let us talk about one by one. Clear? So definitely what you need to understand, when you have a tables inside the database, you must know that they're containing some kind of a relationship. What kind of a relationship they're containing, that we need to discuss one by one. Am I clear? So let me take the first one to one. Can you give me some examples where two tables are going to contain one is to one relationship? So I can give you presidents and the country. One president will have, one country will have only one president. So that president only for that country, it is one is to one relationship. Clear? So you are the customer, you wanted to go for a show, right? You buy a ticket. If your 10 people are there, so how many tickets you buy? 10 tickets. So one customer, one ticket, one customer. So it is one is to one relationship, right? One customer has to have one ticket to enter into the show. Otherwise, you are not allowed. If you are 10 people, 10 tickets you need to buy. If you have 1,000 people, 1,000 tickets you need to buy. So each customer, one ticket, one customer. So it is also one is to one relationship, right? So like that, you have passports. So one citizen will have one passport will be given to one citizen. Okay. If you think that if some country is giving more than one passport means it will become one to many. Clear? We cannot say always a citizen and passport one to one. It depends upon the country. In my country, if it is one person can have many passports, means it will be one to many. In your country, one citizen will have only one passport according to your country's norms and terms, means that will be fine. So it depends upon the situation and the project. So you need to define the relationship between the tables. Clear? So let me create let me take two tables. One table is called president's table. One table is called country table. Okay, country and president. So I'm going to be discussing what is the relationship between these two tables. Now let me take so country and presidents. Country and president. One country will have one president or one king. One country will have one president for one country, right? So it is both side one is to one. So it is a purely one to one relationship. So you will have a country ID. So there is a country ID. This is the primary key name. Then what is the country? Okay, let me take only these two. So what is the primary key here? Country ID is the primary key. You may have president ID, then name of the president, then you may have every president will have a phone number. Lot of other things also may be there, but I'm not talking about them. So here I wanted to take this as a primary key. In this is a primary key. Clear? So what is the primary key? Country ID is the primary key. In this, presidents is the primary key. Let me create these two tables in Excel and show you. Now, I wanted to create a table called country. And let me take the first column country ID. Then what is the country? Right? So, and I have one more table called president's table. So now later we're going to be creating these tables in our database. Now as of now, I'm showing in Excel sheets. So what is the president ID, president name, and the president phone number? So these are the columns called as attribute. Country is a table. Country is a table, or we'll be calling this as a entity. So country is an entity. Entity will have attributes. Entity means what? A table. So this is one more entity. So these are called columns. You will have a lot of data types and null column, lot of things. Now I wanted to have some data. Country number 10, India. Country number 20, let us say UK. Country number 30, let us say Saudi Arabia. Something like this. We have all the countries, right? And country number 40, we have Sudan or South Africa. Okay. So like that, we have lot of countries are available, right? Now country called Singapore. So a lot of countries are there. So I wanted to have the presidents for each and every country. So the presidents, so number one, let us say we have US as well. A lot of countries are there. So here let us have Biden, and the phone number is something else. So we're independently, these are independent tables. We can have any data anywhere. So let us say Modi. So this is some phone number. He is having some phone number. Now King George. Okay. So King George is for something. Now we have, let us say, Mr. Ahmad. So he's from some other. So like that, I have some data. I have some data here. So with some phone numbers. Clear? So we have a lot of data here. Let us say we parent is one more president and is from this place. Clear? So I have created two tables. Now you have the countries, you have the data, everything is very good. There is no issue. Now can you tell me who's the prime minister or who's the president for South Africa by using this table? Or do you know who's the president of Saudi Arabia by using this table? Can you guess it? Until and unless you know news, you follow the news, you don't know that the India president is Modi and recent president for America is Biden. If you know news or GK, general knowledge, then you can say. But even though you have the data in front of you, even though you have data in front of you, you will not be able to tell who's the president for India, who's the president for Sudan, who's the president for South Africa, who's the president for Singapore. You don't have any clue. For example, I have a bananas, fruit, and I have apple fruit. Clear? And I have a student called John, and I have a student called Salman, right? So I have fruits here, I have two students here, and I ask them, you take one fruit and you take one more fruit and let me know. Okay, banana cost is, let us say, 10 bucks and apple cost is 20 bucks. You let me know after taking this because I wanted to create a bill for you. So I have banana and apple, I have John and Salman. So to create a bill, you need some more information. What is that? Who has taken what? That is what is called, I'm talking about relationship. Clear? So I should know John has taken apple and banana consumed by this guy, or Salman has taken banana. So then only you can say John has taken apple, he has to pay 20 bucks, and Salman has taken banana, this fellow has to make 10%. So many people think that if I have fruits, this is data, you have fruits data. Then you have one more data, that is what is called students data. So this is data set number one, data set number two, and you should also have a relationship. This is also considered as a data. So data set number three. So data set number three, if you don't have, you don't know who has taken what. So if you don't know who has taken what, then creating a bills and invoice is completed, a difficulty. So you should have third piece of information. That is what is called relationship. John has taken apple, Salman has taken this, or John may be taking a banana, Salman may be taking apple. That is their choice. Clear? So it depends upon the situation. You need to have the relationships as well. Many people think that if I have only countries data, then enough. If I have only president's data, my database is done. No, nobody can tell you who's the president of India, who's the president of South Africa, who's the president of Saudi Arabia. If you cannot tell, how come a machine can tell you? Computer does not know a GK. If you're not able to tell, and how come a machine tomorrow tells you who is the president of America? Even computer is a machine. Machine cannot answer. So machine also needs relationship. Clear? So that is what is very, very important. So if you have 1:1 relationship, if you have 1:1 relationship, what is that we should do? So we need to create a relationship, right? So that's what is the learning point. So how to create a relationship? So according to this diagram, we have the data, we have the columns, everything is fine, but something is still missing. What is that? Relationship is missing. What RDBMS gurus will say, you take any primary key from any table, either you take this primary key or that primary key, you can keep them in the opposite table. Clear? You can keep this column in the opposite table as well. So here we are going to have a CID here. Clear? So this is called as a foreign key. Clear? So it is saying you take any one. This is the primary key in this table. In this table, this is the primary key. Any one primary key you can take. That means this primary key, you can also keep it here. And it is what is called as a foreign key. It is what is called as a foreign key. Now, these two are going to be maintaining relationship. Okay. This primary key is now linked to foreign key. These two tables are linked. Now, you can give the data. So, what is the data? So, I should know Biden. Biden is a president of US. Now, I should be able to write 60. Clear? Now Modi, President of India. Now India number is 10. I should be able to write 10. You should write. Computer will not write. Computer is there to store the data. Filling the data has to be done by you only. Clear? So you means either developer or data entry guys will be there. So those people has to enter the data. Computer is not there to enter your data. Computer is there to store your data. Clear? So remember this point. So Modi and George maybe for South Africa. So I wanted to have like this. And Ahmad maybe for Saudi Arabia. So you need to enter this one. For John is for let us say UK and the number is 10. Okay. So Parin is for some other place, right? So what is the other thing we Singapore? Maybe it is Singapore. Clear? So this is how you need to fill in the data. And tomorrow anybody can ask, anybody can get anything. Okay. Who's the president of South Africa? South Africa is 40. Now 40 president is George. Who's the Singapore president? Singapore 50. Wherever there is a 50, Parin. Clear? Who's the president of India? India is a 10. 10 means it is a Modi. Clear? Who's the president of US? US is 60. 60 is a Biden. Clear? So this is what you should be able to do. When you have a 1:1 relationship, if you have 1:1 relationship, what is that you maintain? You have to maintain any table's primary key. Either this table primary key can become a foreign key here, or this table primary key also can become a foreign key there. Clear? So either this or that. You can also do like this. You can also take this and have them here. So any one of them is fine, not both of them, but any one of them is okay. Either you can also go in for that primary key, you can also keep this as a foreign key here. Okay. So what is a foreign key? Foreign key is other stable primary key. Clear? So this primary key is going to come here. It will become a foreign key. I am in India. I am local to India. But if I leave India, come to America, I'll become what? I'll become a foreigner there. So this is attribute of this table. It is a column of this table. From this table, it is going to come to some other table. I'm, citizen of India. I'm leaving India and going somewhere, right? So I'll become a foreigner there. Now, this is the attribute from here. Hello, somebody is unmuted. Saujanya, you have unmuted. Can you mute it? Guys, please don't, unmute. Yeah. So, what is the question here? The question is very, very simple. Very, very simple. You can have any table's primary key can become a foreign key. So, let me go back here. And so, I have taken this primary key as a foreign key here. Or you can also take this primary key can also become a foreign key here. Either this or that. So, you can have like this as well. Okay. So let me draw. This is the primary key which is been linked to as a foreign key. Okay. Now you can have the date. So India's Prime Minister is Modi. Modi number is 2. Right? UK Prime Minister is so UK means 20, right? So John. John is 5. Clear? Saudi Arabia 30 is 4. Like that, you can have the date. South Africa 40. Where is the 40? George. So you can have 3 here. Singapore president. Singapore is 50. 50 is per in 6. Something like this. We have US. US is 60. So it is Biden 1. Okay. So you can delete this link. So you can remove this primary key and foreign key like this. Okay. So this you can remove it. You don't need. So you don't need this. Okay. So you can have only one primary key. This is the primary key. It has become a foreign key here. So you can easily tell who's the president of India. President of India is a 2. 2 means Modi. So who's the president of UK? UK is 5. 5 is John. So who's the president of Saudi Arabia? 4. 4 means what? Ahmad. So like that, we can have lot of information by creating this relationship, right? So you can take any table's primary key can become a foreign key in the opposite table. So the PID is not the part of country. Clear? So I am not part of America, but I wanted to come to America and do the job there. So I'll become a foreigner, but I'm not a citizen of America. Clear? So this column is not a part of country table. So it is coming from some other table and staying with this table. Okay, it will become a foreign key. Clear? So that's how the name is given, foreign key, primary key. So I'm local to this country, but I wanted to come to America and work there. So I'm not a so, a citizen of America. So I wanted to come from other table and I wanted to place this table. Clear? The attribute here in another table. So this is what is called as a foreign key. Foreign key is going to be maintaining relationships between the tables. Clear? Using a primary key or using a unique key. So in this table, this is the primary key. This can become a unique key because every phone number will be unique number, right? So you can create a primary key can become a foreign key here, or you can also create a unique key also can become a foreign key. Unique key means what? So instead of president ID, you can have a phone number of the president. Clear? So that also can be done. So many people will ask you, can I use can I use a primary key can become a foreign key here? Instead of that, can I use phone number here? Why not? You should be able to use the phone number here, so there is no problem at all. You can have a phone number, so it can become a foreign key here. So this is not required, so this is completely not required, so this you can just leave it or you can delete it. So now the link is created between this is a unique key to this. So this is not required. This is not required. So you can have a phone number. India's Modi's phone number, you can enter it here, right? So UK, so who's UK president? So depends upon the values. Instead of taking this number, you're taking this number and entering it here. Clear? So primary key can become a foreign key, and unique key also can become a foreign key. Clear? So when you have one-to-one relationship, any tables, any primary key, remember this, any table's primary key can become a foreign key in the opposite table. There is no question at all. You can take this table primary key, you can make it as a foreign key here, or you can take this table primary key, make it as a foreign key here. So any table primary key can become a foreign key in the opposite table. So this is what is the learning point when you have one-to-one relationship. The next question is, can I use a unique key? Can I use unique key to create a foreign key? The answer is yes. So either we can take a primary key and make this as a foreign key, or we can take a phone number as a unique key because it will not allow duplicate data. Unique, you may have null values here, that's fine, but you don't have any duplicate data, but that is also one null value we can allow. So that is, so you can take phone number and you can create that as a foreign key as well. There is no issue at all. Am I clear? If you have any questions, you're welcome. So this is very, very important. So what is the meaning? If you have the tables, that is not enough. So you need to maintain the relationship. Relationship is being maintained in the foreign keys. Clear? That's very, very important thing. So can you please give me an example for composite primary key mapped as a foreign key? Why not? Okay. So we can have lot of things like this. Did you understand? So how to create a primary key and foreign key? So when you have one is to one relationship, so what are we going to do? So you need to understand any table's primary key. That is a learning point. So what is that? Any table's primary key. Any table primary key can become a foreign key. Clear? For example, if you have a composite key, okay, if you have a composite key, that means what? You will have two columns or three columns, right? So you will have the same columns will appear here. For example, you have CID. If you wanted to maintain a composite table, primary key and foreign key, it's very, very simple. I don't have this example, but let me show you. If you have, let me say, I have some KID and I have some PIDs available. I have two data is available in this. I have, let us say, some something like this. I have some data. Okay. I have some data, something like this. Okay. So you may have again B10, right? B20, something like this you have. You need to maintain. So this is a composite primary key. So what you need to have? You need to have both columns here. So this will become a single foreign key. Clear? It will become a single foreign key. So this is linked to that, or this is linked to this. These two will be here. Clear? If you wanted to identify this, you need to supply this. This is a single foreign key. It is not two foreign keys. Clear? So you need to have a combination of this. This is unique number, right? Because A10 and B10. So this is unique combination. You need to supply this. Clear? So this is what is called a foreign key, a single foreign key. I don't have this example. So this is how you should be able to create. So this is a single primary key. It is a composite primary key. This is what is called a foreign key. Foreign key is created with the help of a composite primary. That's it, nothing else. So this is very, very important. Many people will ask you, if I have 1:1, what will be your design? If I have 1:1, what will be your design? So design is create the first table, create the second table, and create a foreign key as well. So if you don't have the foreign key, you don't know who's the prime minister of what, who's the president of which country. So that information will be missing. Clear? So relationships also maintain lot of information. You have to maintain proper relationships between the tables. Am I clear? Now, let me take 1:1. You understood clearly. The next one I'm going to be talking about one-to-many relationship. When I take one-to-many relationship, so how it is going to be working and what are the things we need to understand here. So if we're talking about one-to-many relationship, so let us take one example. I have a table called, let us say, I have a table called department table, and there is a table called employee table. So one department, one department will have lot of. Now one department I'm talking about. Let me take this diagram. So one department will have many employees, right? So you have a department, sales department and accounts department. One department has many employees, but each employee has to work for that department only. It is completely one to many. So the maximum, you need to take the maximum. So 1 and 1 maximum is 1, and m and 1 the maximum is m, right? 1 and m the maximum is m. So you need to take the maximum. So it is 1 to many. Clear? One department has many employees. Each employee has to work for only department. In my company, each employee has to work for many departments. If that is the scenario, it will be many to many relationship. Clear? In your country, in your company, you have to work for only one department. You are a developer, or you may be tester, or you may be accountant, or you may be a supervisor, something like this. So one department can have many employees. One employee has to work for only one department. So let us take this is one to many. So what is the primary key? Department ID and a department name. Lot of other attributes also will be there. Clear? And here we have employee ID, employee name, employee salary, employee data, but lot of things are available. Am I clear? So after creating, identifying an attributes, what is the primary key? So this is the primary key, and this is the primary key. So you should create which is the primary key, which is the foreign key that you need to identify. Okay, identified. That's fine. So then these two are into one to many relationship. Now, how to create a primary key and foreign key link? So that is the next one you should be able to think of. Clear? So if you have one to many, wherever there is a one, so this is where we have one, right? So one parent will have many children. So this table is called as parent table. This table is called as a child table because one parent will have many children, right? So in 1 is to m, you have to identify which is the parent table and which is the child table because one parent will have many children wherever you have one. So this is you have one. So this will become a parent table. So this where you have, this one, it will become a child table. Clear? So be clear which is the parent table and which is the child table. Parent table primary key. Parent table's primary key can become a foreign key, but not the opposite one. Clear? So in this, you cannot take any primary key and make it as a foreign key. There is a rule in this. So what is the rule? The rule is very simple. You got to identify parent table. Okay, so parent table's primary key only can become a foreign key in the opposite table, but not the other way around. Clear? Why not? We'll discuss tomorrow. So this is very, very important. Clear? If you have a one-to-one, how the relationship is maintained, we can take any table's primary key can become a foreign key in the opposite table, right? Or you can maintain two foreign keys, that is also fine. So here we have two tables and we have two primary keys. And actually, one foreign key is enough, but many companies are telling nowadays you create two foreign keys. So, like this, clear? But actually, one FK is enough. One FK is enough here. Any table primary key you can have as a foreign key. So this is the primary key. You can keep it as a foreign key. But people will say, so this primary key also you can maintain. SQL Server people, Oracle people are saying you maintain this primary key as a foreign key here, this primary key as a foreign key here, so that it will be very, very fast for the retrieval of data. Clear? So you can say Biden is for US. You can maintain this data as well. Clear? And Modi for India. India is 10. You can maintain this. So in 1:1, you need to fill in the data. Machines are not going to fill your data. Machines are there to store the data. If you provide correct data, tomorrow it can give you correct information. I told you, right? Whatever goes in is wrong, comes out will be wrong. If you say Biden is not president of his Biden for 10, if you give wrong data, tomorrow you cannot ask, you cannot question the system. The system is you're storing the wrong data. If tomorrow ask the system, who's the president for Biden? Biden is president for 10. 10 means what? India. So you are storing wrong data. So you cannot, ask the system to get the right information. Okay, so this is very, very important thing that you got to understand. Clear? So that is very, very important, and that you got to understand. And maintaining some information is enough, but there should be correct information that you need to have it. Clear? So giving the correct information is your responsibility. Storing the information is the computer responsibility. Clear? If you give the wrong data, because computer does not know whether it is right or wrong, right? Computer will know whatever the data that you're supplying, it will simply capture it and it will go there, pick up the information whenever you ask tomorrow. Clear? It is human being responsibility or data entry person responsibility that you need to give the proper data there. So clear? So now I'm talking about one to many. When you have one to many, what will happen? One parent will have many children. One parent will have many children. Clear? So one, wherever there is a one, you need to take the primary key of that and you create a foreign key. So in this, we have only, let me have this. So you will have two tables. You have two tables and two primary keys, but the foreign key is only 1 year. Okay, so that too parent to child. Clear? So that to parent to child, you cannot create two foreign keys. So Mahesh Bobby is asking, country table is having 10 records and the president table is having 20 records. How will get the exact data? Now you have the answer, right? Now you have the answer. I need not tell. So if you have enough, if you don't have enough data, so whatever you know that you need to fill up. For example, I have only this. So I have like this. Now you tell me how do you do that? You have only three and you have six people. So if you wanted to maintain this data, how do you maintain? So you need to take the whatever the matching data that you need to have it. For example, you have India. India president is Modi. That we can fill it here. And you have UK. UK president is, let us say, Parin. You can have this data. And Saudi Arabia president is Ahmad. You can keep this data. Remaining things are not matching because you don't have any data. Clear? So if you have, instead of this, you creating country ID here as a foreign key. So now you know. So Biden is not there here, right? So Modi is there. Yes, you can fill in the data here. So something like this, you got to fill in the data. UK for the next one is what? So next one is UK. Who's the UK? So let us say UK president is this guy. So we can have 20 here. Clear? So that's what you need to understand. And Saudi Arabia, let us say Ahmad. So Ahmad is 30 is here. Clear? So this is how you are going to be having the data. So many times you need not have the proper data at all. But if you don't have the data, because even though you have data, countries are not entered. So tomorrow you may be entering the countries, remaining countries. Now you fill in the data, right? So if you have 255 countries, so as of now you have filled in, and tomorrow if you have some more data, you should be able to fill in. Otherwise, the remaining people are not allocated to this. John is there, but John is not allocated to something because there is no country here. Clear? So that is how you have to fill in the date. Am I clear? So it's very, very important. Okay. So how many repeating values for CAD in president table? What do you mean by repeating? Can you elaborate more? But a client needs presence data also. See, client needs president data also means you need to have the data. I don't have gold, but somebody says I need gold. If you don't have that, how can you give it? See, if the client needs something, they need to have the data. Client cannot demand blindly, right? Any client is a king. It does not mean that he cannot ask you, give me the data. So data has to be provided by the client. Developer cannot provide the data. Developer is a technician, right? Technician cannot give the data. You're a technician. So the data has to be supplied by the client. If the client does not have say data, you need to say, sorry, this table doesn't have data, provide the data to this table. But you cannot insert the data. This is a simple generic example. You can have some data. But in the real time, I cannot give you your data, right? Your data, client has to supply. Okay. So when the client is saying, so give the proper data, then you need to ask them. So there is no data. You fill in the data, you will get the information. That's it, nothing else. So, for example, there are many presidents for US. Okay, so many presidents for US, that is something different. I am talking about current moment, right? So I'm talking about current data. For example, the then the banana example also, right? Banana and apple, right? So I told you John and Salman. There are two guys. So John has taken what? So I need to create a bill, right? So to create a bill, I need to have the current data only. John has taken apple and Salman has taken apple. It does not mean that John has taken not only apple. Last 20 years is keep on eating lot of data. So that data I cannot show it now, right? So John has taken yesterday also two bananas, and before day also he has taken a lot of bananas, right? So I'm talking about live data here. I'm talking about what? Live data. So live data we are going to be maintaining. So if you wanted to have who's the president of America, so that is where we have two kinds of systems in databases. One is called OLTP databases. That is where we are going to be storing live data. Okay. So you are purchasing a Apple iPhone from Amazon website today. So that is a live data. But you would have purchased lot of other phones last 5 years, right? Lot of purchasing products are sold in the Amazon. Where is that data, right? So the current sold data, current sales data, it is going to show you. But you would have purchased a lot of items from Amazon.com. Where is the data? So the data is available in the data warehousing. Clear? So remember, two types of databases we are going to be maintaining. Clear? So, right? So live president data will be available here. The old president's data will be available in one more database. One more database. This is what is called data warehousing database. Am I clear? So databases are two types. One is called OLTP databases. OLTP means what? Online transaction processing databases. And you have one more database is called OLAP databases. OLAP databases is called online analytical processing. It is called as a data warehousing databases. Clear? Live data, current data, fresh data is available in this. Who's the president of India? Current president's data will be available in this database. Now, who was the president in India in 1960, in 1965, in 1977, in 1978? If you go for historical data, so historical data is available in the OLAP databases. Clear? So you have OLTP, you have OLAP database. So we are now talking about OLTP databases. Live data only we are going to be storing and we are retrieving the data. So after some time, the next elections, what happens? This data, the Biden data, Biden may not be there after 5 years. After 5 years, what we do? So this data will get exported to here, the new data will come. So tomorrow, the instead of Biden, you will have Bill Gates. Bill Gates can become a president. So Bill Gates data will be available in the OLTP databases. Clear? So this is how the companies are going to maintain. The companies are going to be maintaining the data. So what kind of databases you companies maintain? Two types of databases. One is called OLTP, online transaction processing databases. The second one is called OLAP, online analytical processing databases. So these are called data warehousing databases. You will have historical data. Am I clear? You have historical data in the OLAP and this one. So does foreign key allows null values? Yes, foreign key will allow lot of null values. Clear? But the primary key will not allow null value. Very good. Guys, am I clear or not? So even though you don't have sufficient data, you have more data, doesn't matter. Remaining things has to allow null value. If the foreign key does not allow null value means you cannot handle the situation at all. Clear? So you should have null value here. Foreign key allow duplicate data. Why not? So if the foreign key does not allow duplicate data, now one one department will have many employees, right? So what is the department ID for you? Department ID is a 10. For me also 10 because you and me working for sales department. So all employees, 5,000 employees, the department ID is a 10. So you will have duplicate data in the foreign key as well. Clear? Foreign key allow null values. Foreign key also allow duplicate value. Primary key will not allow duplicate value. Unique key will not allow duplicate value. Very good. Am I clear? So this is what is called one to one and one to M. Now I wanted to maintain many to many. So I told you, right? Many to many means one patient and a doctor and one student and teacher. So a lot of attributes are available. For example, you have a doctor, working for many hospitals because doctors are not for one hospital, right? So even me, I was working as a faculty, but not in one institution, morning to evening. I have a couple of institutions, right? So morning I'll be available in goonlinetrainings.com, and afternoon I'll go to one more institution and I'll teach there, and evening again I'll go to one more institution and I'm going to be teaching there. So that means one faculty can work for many institutions. It is not single, single company or single institution. So a doctor also like that. Can have can work for many hospitals. He will be having his own clinic, and one hospital also can have many doctors. Clear? So one doctor, for example, cardiologist, morning, morning 10 to 12 or 1 o'clock, he may be there. in your own clinic, in his own clinic. Later, evening 6 to 10 may be working for some other hospital as a surgeon, right? So like that, many doctors are going to work for many hospitals. They're consultants, they're not employees. Employee means full-time mode. So you have a doctor number or doctor ID. So each doctor will have a number or the ID. Now, what is the doctor name, right? Doctor phone number. Lot of things you're going to be writing. So here, hospital number, name of the hospital, and you have a lot of other information. What is the location of the hospital, something like this, and which is the primary key. Primary key is this, right? Doctor number and hospital number is the primary key. So this is the primary key, and this is the primary key, and it is completely many to many relationship. Why? Because if you see 1 and M and M and 1 M, clear? So you need to take the maximum. So maximum is here many to many relationship. Am I clear? If you have many to many relationship, how you have to work? How you need to create a primary key and foreign key? Let us understand. So let us talk about some more attributes here. Salary. Now, if you work for three companies, will you get one salary or three salaries? You will get three salaries. And what is the date of joining? Will you be having only one date of joining? No, because each doctor will be working for three institutions, means three or two or four or five date of joinings. Then what about date of relieving? What about tax payment? So lot of things are getting lot of values, not only one value. So let us say you have a hospital called hospital name Apollo. Okay, maybe some ABC location this available. Now the second hospital is called, let us say, Rainbow. Is one more hospital. So it is in XYZ location. Like that, we have hospital number three, Care Hospital, say some AAA location. Like that, we have lot of hospitals in the city. Now we have doctors. Doctor number one, let us say Dr. John, and some phone number. Now, salary. What is the salary is going to be getting? Because Johnny is working in Apollo as well as Rainbow and as well as Care Hospital as well. So, what is that you give? What salary in Rainbow is getting $20,000 and Apollo is getting some $10,000. Care is getting $50,000 per month. 50,000, 10,000, 10,000. It is total amount is this. So you can at least total it and you say total amount salary is 45,000. But how do you aggregate this? So Apollo date of joining 1st Jan 2019. Here, let us say June 2nd, 2020. Here, let us say 19 July 2017. So you have three date of joinings. So what date of joining you will give? Because we supposed to give only one value, but now date of joinings are three, date of relievings is also three, and the tax also different, because in Apollo they deduct some tax, and in the Rainbow they deduct some tax, and the Care Hospital also they deduct. So we supposed to have one value, we are getting lot of values. If you give a single value, tomorrow I wanted to know what is the salary for John in Apollo? Can you tell me what is the salary? What is the salary for John in Rainbow? Do you know what is the salary? Because you have taken 10,000, 20,000, blah blah blah, and made it to single salary. Tomorrow you will not be able to answer because of, remember, because of many to many, some attributes will have more data. Remember, it is not only one salary, three salaries, three data of joinings, three data of relievings, three taxes, because John is working for three hospitals. And tomorrow we have one more, let us say Amrin. Amrin is going to be working for, gynecologist in Apollo as well as Care. She will get two salaries, some phone number, is she will get two salaries. But how do you know where is she working? What is the salary? And for Amrin, so that information you cannot have as part of salary data of joining, because if you keep them here, you need to enter two salaries, $12,000, comma, $15,000. You need to enter like this. So this is completely wrong way of entering one cell. Cell means this, right? So this is what is called cell. This is cell. You should have only one data. You cannot have two data here. So this is single data, single data, single data. You cannot have, 12,000, comma, 15,000. You cannot give like this. Clear? So this will give me lot of issues. So how to create? Now how to tolerate? Let us see. Now, wherever you have this kind of an issue, definitely come, because many to many, you have to take these values. You need to take these in a values and put them in a separate table. Okay, you have a lot of entries here. So to Amrin and some phone number, right? And what we need to do, these attributes which are getting more and more data, those need to be separated from this table and include doctor number as a foreign key and hospital number as a foreign key. Now you create this as one more table. Clear? And this is one foreign key, and this is one more foreign key. Clear? So this is linked to this, and this is linked to this. And you can create this table as a admission table or a salary table. You can give a link. Okay, now you can answer. Doctor number is 1, John. Hospital number is a 10, salary is a $10,000. Date of joining 21st July, let us say 2015, and date of relieving still is working, and a tax he has to pay 16% or 12% of the income. Clear? So whatever you wanted to pay. The next one, same doctor, 1, and he's working for next hospital, so Rainbow, or he may be working for Care Hospital number 30, and salary he is getting $12,000. When did he join in this company? So let us say 23rd of October 2019. So as of now, he's working in this company. He has to pay again 12% of the tax. So whatever it is. So now you come to know this John is the guy who's working for two hospitals. Recently, John is the guy he joined for Rainbow as well. So what is the salary? Rainbow is giving 15,000 and some date. So let us say 21st November. Recently joined 2020. So now null value. Now in this also he has to make some 12%, whatever the tax he has to make. Clear? So like that, the next doctor is Amrin. Amrin number is 2. Amrin is also working for Apollo Hospital 10, and she's getting 20,000 salary as a gynecologist, and she has joined. So let us say 14th of let us say August in 2018. She joined in this hospital. She's still working because date of relieving is null, and she's having, she has to make only 10% because she's a gynecologist, and government of India has given some consideration. Clear? So like that, we can have one more table to be created, and this is one foreign key, this one foreign key, and this is one more foreign key. Clear? One table can have only one primary key, but one table can have many foreign keys, and the foreign keys will allow duplicate data 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, right? 10, 30, 20, 20, 10. So you have many foreign keys per table, and you can have duplicate data in the foreign keys, and the foreign keys are important here Whenever there is a many to many relationship, what will happen? One more table will get created. It is very, very important. Three tables will be there to handle this, and two primary keys and two foreign keys. What is the learning point here? One more extra table will get created. Clear? So this is what you should say. One more extra table has to be created. Otherwise, you cannot handle the situation. Clear? Whatever be the common columns or the columns which are getting more data. So 10,000, 12,000 for the same John, same doctor is getting more data, right? So those attributes need to be separated, and you need to create one more table, give a meaningful table name, and you need to link the third table to this the original tables, and this table is called as a bridge table. Okay, people will be saying this is what is called a bridge table. Bridge table will be there whenever there is a many to many relationship. Clear? So without a bridge table, without the third table, you cannot handle many to many relationship. Clear? So actually you have two tables. Because of primary key and foreign key link, you got to create one more table. So you will see lot of foreigns and creating. You must understand these two tables are in a many to many relationship, right? Many to many we cannot handle directly. By creating a one more table, we can handle them. Clear? Because RDBMS cannot handle many to many relationship directly. Clear? Because RDBMS is two-dimensional. What do you mean by two-dimensional? So table can have a row and a column. So it is two-dimensional. RDBMS is not a three-dimensional database, which is relational database means two-dimensional database. You are going to be creating a primary key and foreign key to table to table. But whereas if you have many to many, direct this table to that table, you cannot create a primary key and foreign key. You will have a lot of issues. You have to create a bridge table and have the common attributes or attributes which are getting a more and more data need to be included. Plus, you need to add some more, foreign keys to this. Create one more table. Clear? So many to many people compulsorily would ask you, how do you how do you resolve many to many designing issues? You must say by creating extra table called a bridge table. By creating extra table called bridge table, we can resolve many to many issues. Clear? So this is what is relationship, and it's very, very important. Clear? In one to one, any tables primary key can become a foreign key. Any table primary key, you can make it as a foreign key in the opposite table. In one is to many, only parent table primary key can become a foreign key in the opposite table. In many to many, you cannot create a foreign keys directly. You have to create one more table. That is what is called bridge table. So what are the attributes on the bridge table? Wherever you're getting more data to those attributes, for example salary, date of joining, date of relieving, tax, blah blah blah, date of promotion. So when did you get the promotion? When did you get the increment? Date of increment. So you're getting lot many increments, not only one increment, right? Three increments per annum, because you're working for three hospitals. So all these things have to be put into one more table. That is what is called a bridge table. Clear? So these are the points that you must understand. So if you know relationships, if you know how to create one to one, one to many, and if you know how to create a primary key and foreign key, so this is what is called data modeling. Many people will ask you in the interview, do you know data modeling? So data modeling is this. Let me increase my font. Okay. So people may ask you, do you know what is data modeling? Data modeling is very, very simple. Identify all the tables for a given business. Then identify what relationships. Then identify what is the primary key and what is the foreign key in the tables. If you do these things, Identify all the tables and attributes. Tables and what? Tables and columns. And identify the relationships. So whether the tables in one to one, one to many, so that is the one. One to one or one to many or many to many. So this you need to identify. The next one is called create a primary keys and foreign keys appropriately. If you need, you can also have bridging table. If you do these pieces of information, this is called as a data modeling. So in Power BI, people would ask you, do you know data modeling? Data modeling. Data modeling means what? So people will give you data. You should know whether the tables are having primary key foreign key relationships or not. If you're not having, you need to create a primary key foreign key, which is the primary key in the table. If the primary key is missing, then you need to create one primary key. If the data itself is not having a primary key, then you cannot create a data modeling. Clear? So primary key means a column which is not allowing any duplicated data, which is having any kind of a nulls, which is not having any nulls. Clear? So that column you need to take it. If somebody gives you data in Excel sheets or somebody gives you some data in some other format, so you should know what is the data modeling means. Data modeling means what is the data habit, and for each and every table, what is the primary key, and which this primary key is linking to which table's foreign key. So that you need to you know drag and drop. So if you go to a lot of databases, you can see these diagrams. So I have a table. A lot of tables are available, but which is the primary key, which is the foreign key, how those are linked. You can create a database diagram here. It is telling me that I have an issue with this. Let me run something. I am doing something. Don't worry about it. Okay, I am doing something. Don't worry about it. So I wanted to show you some tables. These are the tables. Do you know how the tables are linked? So you have A master, B master, you don't know, right? So you can go and create one diagram. So you can say new database diagram. You can say take some table. Account master is one table. Then you can say you can add branch master is one more table. Let me close it. If you take these two, it is telling me these are linked. See, so this is a primary key symbol. This is a foreign key symbol. So this is linked. So branch ID is linked to this is a foreign key. Okay. So one customer may open account in any branch. So it is one to one, many to many. If you wanted to know, you need to know the domain knowledge. So nobody will tell you there is one is to one, many to many. You need to ask the customer. So how the business is going to be happening there. So for example, if you take one more customer table, it is not linking to anybody. It is an independent table. If I drag and drop this table, it is an independent table, right? If I drag and drop T master, so it is creating a links. Now see, so this is this primary key. So BR8 is a primary key. Now somewhere you have a foreign key. Now this is linked. It is a primary key and foreign key. Now this table is linked. What is primary key here? Account ID is linked and account ID is a foreign key. Now you can drag and drop something so you know whether this table is independent table or linking to anybody else. So you link this table. Now it is independent table now. Okay. So I drag and drop this table. So it is linking to this table. So you can see which table is linked to what. So by adding and dropping these tables. So all these things we're going to be learning once again. But I wanted to show you how the tables have been linked. So simply drag and drop. So if you join a company, nobody will tell you this is joined to this, this is joined to this, this is joined to this. It is very, very simple. You can identify easily this table is joined to this. So how to do that? So simply you go to iBank and any database. Right click on this, a new database. You take only one table and add, then close this. So then you will have this. Then simply drag and drop. For example, you wanted to know what is this. So these are independent. So what is this? These are independent, right? What is this? You take some tables, you will come to know. So this is linked to this. This is linked to this, like that. Clear? So if you have thousands of tables and identifying the primary key and foreign key is very, very easy with the help of database diagram. Whether it is one to one, whether it is one to many to many, that a technology cannot show you. To understand that, you should know the domain knowledge. You need to ask the customer. So can you tell me how the things would be? The customer can tell you, and this table, then this table is having one to many. This table is and this table is having many to many. This table and this table will be having many to one. So something like this, you need to understand or ask your seniors in the company. So that is how you should be able to understand data modeling. Clear? Data modeling means understanding table structures and the column structures, relationships, whether the tables are having one to one, one to many to many, and create a proper primary key and foreign key relationships. If you do this, this is what is called a data modeling. Clear? So data modeling has to be, you should know very well. Any questions, guys?
Uh, sir,
Yeah. We'll create a
sir,
database after creating the once the syllabus is over, we create the database. Okay, we're talking about
okay,
the theory now, right? We do the lab after 2 days. Yeah. Any other questions?
sir. Yes, sir. One question. As we know that primary key is unique and not null.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we are
Yeah.
defining the foreign key from the primary key.
Foreign key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then how this foreign key allows the null values?
See, foreign key is independent, right? So foreign key is allowing a null. Null means what? Null means you are not supplying any data, right?
Of course, the CID is coming from the country table. In the country table, CID is a primary key. It should not allow the nulls and unique and not null here. If
See,
you derive the foreign key here, this CID is coming from the country table. How can
yeah.
it will be null?
Now you tell me, foreign key will not allow duplicate values, no nulls. Okay. So you are not supplying any value. That means what? You don't know the data, right? That is the meaning of that. Null means what? You don't have any data. If you don't have any data, why should I react? If I have some data, I should react, right? If I don't have any data, how should I react? It is not going to react at all. So that is the point. Clear? If you don't
Okay.
have, if the foreign key is not allowing null means you cannot handle the situation. You'll go mad. The
Hmm.
technology cannot handle the situation. Then you'll say that according to SQL Server RDBMS, I cannot handle this. Then the business will say, get lost from here, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Foreign key has to allow null values. Otherwise, you cannot handle the situation at all.
Right, sir.
Yeah, right. Chalo. Any other questions? Very good. Nice. So please mail me if you don't get any installation videos, please mail me. Don't ask me here because I may forget. So email me saying that I did not receive this, I did not receive that. Please, mail. Thank you, guys. We'll start the class immediately, guys, because I don't have time. Thank you. Bye bye.